Faiza, let's start today's class and let me share my screen with you. So, if you remember, the last thing that we were studying was this topic. We were studying the factors related to poor performance in a network. Uh, Actually, we were talking about the cables. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were studying about the cable, and a cable is what? A cable is simply a transmission medium that can be used to transfer data from one location to another. So I told you that a transmission medium can be made up of copper wire or it can be fiber optic. So either you are going to have a copper wire cable or you're going to have a fiber optic cable. So we had already studied, we had also already talked about fiber optic, that it works using the principles of light. But when we talk about the copper wire cable, so there I told you that there are two type of cables that are available that are used in networks. The first one is called twisted pair cable, whereas the second one is called coaxial cable. And I've shown you that this is a difference between a twisted pair cable and a coaxial cable. So now I want you to tell me that what is the difference between these two of them.
The twisted pair cables. Wait, 1 second. The twisted pair cables is the one where, like, uh, it's like smaller
No.
as compared to the coaxial cable. Wait, no,
uh,
more data can pass through the coaxial cable.
no, that's not correct. The main difference was that in a twisted pair
How
cable,
faster it can pass
where
per second. Like, how fast it can pass per second, like it's a location.
okay, so which one is faster, we are going to study that in today's class. But let me tell you that what I have taught you about twisted pair cable was that in twisted pair cable, as you can see, you have pairs of two cables. Actually there are more than two cables, as sorry, there are more than two wires. As here you can see, there is a pair of white and red wire, white and green wire, white and blue wire, and and yellow wire. So there are pairs of these. There are four pairs where you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 wires running. However, there is a pair, and the pair is actually twisted. So the one wire is rolled over the another. So that is the reason that we call it a twisted pair cable. Otherwise, in coaxial cable, I have told you that as you can see in the center, you have a copper wire running. Above it, you have a plastic coating, which can be seen here with white color. Then there's another layer with silver color. Then there's another layer with then another type of wire is running, which can be seen with silver color. Then you have the final cover of the cable, which is black in color. So that is the basic difference between a twisted pair cable and a coaxial cable. In a coaxial cable, you have different shields running between the wires so that the signals don't get mixed up. Whereas in twisted pair cable, there are different pairs of cable. There are different pairs of wire. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move forward. Then we talked about the bandwidth, and I gave you the example of a water. We studied that definitely if a wire is is broad, definitely more water can pass through it. If a wire is thin, the thickness is not too much, less water can pass through it. And then we compared this example with the bandwidth of a wire, of a connection. So I'm sure you must have heard that this connection has more bandwidth, this internet service provider provides you more bandwidth. So what is bandwidth? About bandwidth, I told you that a measure of the amount of data that can be transferred per second. Okay, so how much data can you transfer per second? That is called the bandwidth. And I told you the more
Yeah.
bandwidth you have, the more faster the internet connection will be. Then we studied about two of the factors, and I told you that they are negative factors. Why do I call them negative? Because the more they are, the poor will be the performance. The slower will be the data transmission, or you can say there will be more errors if these factors are there. What are they? Interference and attenuation. So do you remember what is interference and attenuation?
Because of interference when like the electric field that is created due to the wires, it's because of the cable.
Hmm.
And attenuation, it's like an equal balance of the both. And the current, like it creates an electrical field around it and then pushes itself away from the wire or something.
Okay. Yes, but let me correct it a little bit. Interference is cable interference is basically signal disruptions. I told you that are caused by electrical or electromagnetic sources. I told you that if current is passing from one of the wire, so it may induce a current from another into another wire that is running parallel to it. So this is called interference, because I told you that when a magnet is there, magnetic field is there. Similarly, when electric current is from flowing from a wire, so electrical fields, electromagnetic fields are also there. Okay, then after this, I told you about attenuation. And attenuation is what? The loss of signal strength. Like I gave you an example. Like let's say a signal initially has an amplitude of 3, but let's say after traveling for 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 5 kilometer, or something like that, the signal's amplitude has reduced and now it has become 2. So this is called attenuation. Definitely when it is going to travel more, there are chances that it's going to further reduce. So to solve this issue, we do use some devices that are called repeaters that we are going to study in the upcoming topics. So we used a particular type of devices to boost the strength of these signals. Now let's move forward. So this was where we had left in the last class. Remember?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so this was where we had left. Now again, I'm telling you that this thing is related with the cables. So we are going to compare different factors which are cost, bandwidth, attenuation. You know what is attenuation, you know what is interference, and need for repeaters. I told you when do we need a repeater? When the Yes, you tell me, Isa, when do we need a repeater?
we need a repeater when we have like topologies, when we have the mesh topology, like connecting one computer from another,
No,
like
no, that is not that is not a correct answer. Repeater is, I've just told you that let's say a signal can travel without attenuation for a distance of, let's say, just to give you an example, 100 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 50 kilometers. But let's say if after that the signal is going to attenuate, so what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to again increase its amplitude so that it can travel further more distance. So the device that boosts the signal's amplitude, that is called a repeater.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, so
yeah,
now let's compare these three factors, all these factors with these three type of cables. First, let's talk about twisted pair. So the cheapest one is the twisted pair cable. So the price is the lowest. Now, when you talk about the coaxial cable, so its price is higher as compared to twisted pair. And when you talk about the fiber optics, so that is the highest, which means that the fiber optic cables are the most expensive ones. Clear?
yeah,
Okay. Why are fiber optic cables expensive?
because they're difficult to maintain and they have
Sorry.
like because they're difficult to maintain and they have like glass and stuff like that in them. They're not normal cables. They
Yes, you
travel
are
on the
right.
speed of light.
Yes, you are right, and they are also expensive to manufacture. So that is the reason that the cost is the highest in fiber optic cable. Now let's talk about bandwidth. So when you talk about bandwidth, again, it's lowest in twisted pair. What is bandwidth, Isa?
Bandwidth is like the same. It's the amount of data that gets
Exactly.
transferred.
Yes, you are right. The amount of data that can be transferred. Now, when you talk about coaxial cable, the bandwidth is higher as compared to twisted pair, and here it's much higher, which means you are going to get a bandwidth in fiber optic cable which will be very much higher than these two cables. Why? Because definitely you are using the principles of light here. You are using light in a fiber optic cable to transmit the data. Now when we talk about attenuation, definitely it's a bad thing, it's a negative factor. So yes, a twisted pair cable does it gets affected with or it faces the issue of attenuation. So it is affected. When you talk about a coaxial cable, yes, it is most affected. So this means that attenuation is greater in coaxial cable as compared to twisted pair cable. So in terms of attenuation, definitely coaxial cable is not a good option. Now, when we talk about fiber optic cable, so here it's least affected. So you are going to realize that there are multiple reasons that why these days the networks are switching and they are uh, coming onto fiber optic cable. So these are the reasons. Now let's talk about interference. So it's the worst affected. Interference is what? When a current in a wire induce a current in the other wire. Okay, when signal disruptions are caused. So can you tell me why is it maximum in twisted pair cable?
Because the cables are twisted together,
Exactly,
and if
yes.
one will get disturbed, the other will
Yes, and
also.
there isn't you can say a separator or a protective shield running in the wire. Only the
Yeah.
cables are running, and that is the reason that it is worst affected by interference. Now, when you talk about coaxial cables, when we talk about interference in coaxial cables, so it is less affected. Now, why is it less affected? Because I have told you that, and you can even see in this picture that there are different shields between the wires. There are a number of plastic shields running. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the reason that it's less affected with the interference. Now, when we talk about fiber optic, again, it is least affected. There isn't any issue like that because interference is related with electromagnetic phenomena, and in fiber optic you know that we don't use current but we use light, so that is the reason that it's least affected. Now when you talk about need for repeaters, so yes, they are needed after a particular distance. Even here they are needed more often, but when you talk about fiber optic cable, less often.
The repeaters, they can do what? They like 1 second.
Okay, let me tell you about repeater. Let me mention it here. So repeater is something that that performs this function. Let's say this is a repeater. Okay, so let's say that this is a repeater. Now let's say a signal is coming from a long distance like this. I'm just giving you an example. A signal is coming from a long distance, but after traveling a long distance, let's say there comes a point when the amplitude of this signal has started decreasing. Can you notice that? Yes, can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what the repeater is going to do, it's again going to boost that signal. It's going to increase the amplitude of the signal so that it can travel a further distance. So after the repeater, when the signal is going again, it is going to gain the same amplitude with which it was previously traveling.
Don't erase the drawing.
Yes, definitely. I'm not going to erase this diagram. I'm going to leave it here. So you can see that the previous amplitude of the signal has been regained here. So that is the you can say phenomena of repeater. I hope this is clear. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move forward then. Okay, so these were the comparison of cable types, and by looking at this chart, you can actually come to know that what is the difference between these cables, and uh, which cables should be used where. Okay, let's move forward then. Okay, so do you remember I told you that where do we use the coaxial cable and where do we use the
We
twisted pair cable?
the coaxial and like VCRs and stuff like that.
Mm, let me see if I've mentioned it here or not. Okay, I think I haven't, so let me mention it here again. Okay, so the first question is where do we use a twisted pair cable? The answer is the cable is normally used to connect telephone headsets to telephone lines. Uh, Basically, this is used for what? To collect telephone handsets uh, to telephone lines. So basically, the communication that is going on your telephone sets, that is based on twisted pair cable. Okay, and it is
Yeah.
also used for high speed local area networks. So actually, when you're going to look at a LAN cable is actually what? Again, it's a twisted pair cable. So let me write down the applications of twisted pair cables. What is the application? It is used in telephone networks and local area networks. So basically, that is the application of twisted pair cable. Now, after this, let's talk about the coaxial cable. Remember, what is the application or use of coaxial cable? I told you that.
It's used in like you told me the wait 1 second
Yes, think
in
of it
the
again.
uh in like the all the VCRs and DVDs. No, in the dish thing that is like in the TV.
Okay,
We
let me
fly
tell you
it in
that.
that.
Yes, yes, you are right. Basically, it's used in the television cable networks. Okay, it is used where?
Yeah,
It is used,
television cable network.
yes, it is used in the television cable networks. So that is the major application of coaxial cable in different countries. And if I'm sure you must have seen a cable like this going into your television, coming
Yeah,
from a cable TV cable provider. It's like this. Okay, and
yeah,
coaxial cable is mostly used where? For local area networks in telephone networks. So that is the basic application of these two cables. Okay, so after this, Aiza, let's move forward. And now after this, we are going to talk about uh, wireless networks. So up till now, what we were studying was related to wired network. So that is the reason that we had studied about different types of cables. But now we are going to talk about wireless networks.
yeah,
Okay, so it's again a similar thing to a wide network. The only difference is that here, in order to carry out the communication, you don't use a type of cable, but you use what? You use wireless transmission. Here, you are not
yeah,
going to use a cable, but the transmission will be wireless.
yeah,
So let me write it down here. In this network, the transmission will be wireless. Okay. Now the question is that how the data is transmitted wirelessly. So as a first, I want to know from you, and then I'm going to explain you the factors that are there behind wireless transmissions. So first, you tell me how do you think the data is transmitted wirelessly?
Um, wait. It could be transferred by the network type.
No, I am asking you. My question is, let me repeat my question. That how do you think data is transmitted wirelessly?
Through emails and stuff, through
No,
hot
no, 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 no.
Bluetooth.
No, no, no. Definitely not. I'm not asking about that. I'm asking you that let's say you want to connect your laptop to your router. Now there are two ways of doing that. Either you can use a LAN cable to connect your computer with your router with the switch, or you can definitely connect your router using
Through a
Wi-Fi.
password.
No,
Yeah.
yes, Wi-Fi. So definitely we have talked about the wide thing in the previous classes. But now I am saying that let's say if I'm connecting a computer with the router wirelessly, so how do you think this wireless communication takes place?
Uh, through different types of networking.
Hmm. But do you know
The
about
through
any
the
of the
client.
phenomena that takes place in wireless communication? Any principles of physics?
Uh, no, wait.
Okay,
The
let
it
me
could.
tell you. Let's say that if a person is standing in front of you and he is speaking something, so how are you able to listen to him? With through the sound waves which are traveling through the air. So those sound waves which have been generated from his mouth, they reach your ears, and that is how you can listen to a person even when you are standing away from him. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so same is the case here. Even here, wireless signals are generated. These are actually what? These are actually waves. These are waves. These are actually electromagnetic radiations that are generated and they are transmitted over a distance. So definitely a wireless signal also has a range. Like for example, if I'm going to speak something, so my voice can be heard from the next room. My voice can be heard maybe in my house. My voice maybe can be heard by my neighbor, but definitely my voice won't be heard in the next street, the street that is next to my street. Am I right?
Yeah.
So even wireless, when you talk about wireless communications, even these signals have a particular range. But again, let me repeat that how a wireless signals are actually what? They are electromagnetic radiations. You combine the principles of electricity and magnetism, and with that you create what? You create electromagnetic radiations. And basically these radiations are called the wireless signals that travels in the atmosphere, and so we receive these wireless signals in our devices. And now let me tell you that there are three types of wireless signals. Either there can be radio waves, like I'm sure you must have seen a radio, or have you ever heard to a radio?
Yeah.
Yeah, so even the when you are using a radio in your car, so actually wireless transmission is being received by your radio. Am I right?
Yeah.
So there can be radio waves. Radio waves is one of the name of the wireless signal. One of the name given to the wireless signals is called the microwave, and the third wireless signal that we have here is called infrared. Now, if you're thinking that what is the difference between each one of them, so let me tell you that all of them are what? They are electromagnetic radiations. Okay, now what is the difference between each one of them? The only difference is between the frequencies of these waves. Now first let me note it down here, and then you can ask any question if you have. So there are wireless signals. can be based on what? Like I told you, they can be based on radio, waves, or there can be microwave, or the third option is infrared. Let me rephrase it. Wireless signals can be radio, they can be microwaves, or they can be infrared. Now, as I've just told you that what is the difference between all these type of signals? All of them are electromagnetic radiation. Okay, these
Yeah.
all are examples of electromagnetic radiation.
But their frequencies are only different.
Exactly, yes, you are right. uh, the difference lies in the frequencies of these signals. Okay, so all of them are what? All of them are electromagnetic radiation. However, the difference lies in the frequencies of these signals or waves. Now tell me, is it clear till here, Isa?
Yeah.
Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, that's good.